Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Thursday, the 4th of September, 2025. So we'll start off with the synoptic as usual. So this is, as of midnight last night, this low pressure that's down on the edge of Cornwall is going to whiz through at a fairly brisk rate from west to east, leaving quite a reasonable westerly airflow behind it. Now, if I run this through to midday today, you can see that the main part of that front system now is over East Anglia, and it's followed up by this trough line. But after this trough has gone through, and it's indicating around about midday, we're going to be left in a fairly pleasant, albeit unstable, westerly airflow. So at least it should be flyable. If we look at the cloud distribution at the moment, you can see this low pressure centered over it, and the trough line is immediately behind it, and it should be through us around about 12, as mentioned. Actual rain at the moment, then you can hear it outside, and we've got a fairly steady amount of rain and low cloud passing from west to east as the morning goes on. But at the very back end of it, as you can see here, it's nice and clear. There are some showers out at the moment out there to the west, and they will possibly be a factor later on this afternoon, but we'll have to suck it and see. These are Met Office actual predicted rain forecasts at the moment. So if I run this through, you can see it does actually start to get drier around about 12 o'clock. It's obviously a lot further west up than Nottingham, that sort of way. But it's going to leave us in a fairly or relatively dry westerly airflow this afternoon. With just the odd showers here and there, and be potluck whether we get them all or whether we don't get any of them. But there will be some showers going through this afternoon, which may be a factor. It may not. It certainly should allow us to go flying anyway this afternoon. Odium has got a pretty long TAF, so I'll quickly go through the METAR on that. It's talking about once something has gone through 11 knots from the southwest. A few clouds at 4,000 foot, scattered at 4.5. But if I run through to the Farnborough TAF and go through this, 6 knots from the southwest, scattered cloud at 3,500, broken at 4,000. So it's agreeing in principle with the METAR that we had earlier. But between 7 and 10 o'clock this morning, 10 knots from the southwest, 18 knot wind, gusting 28. Visibility down at 3,000 meters with broken cloud at 1,400 feet, cumulus and heavy rain showers, which is pretty well what we've got outside at the moment. At a 40% probability between 11 and 1 o'clock today, 18 knots from the southwest with gusts of 28, 3,000 meters, broken cloud at a height of 1,400 feet, cunim and heavy rain, but becoming from 1 o'clock onwards, 12 knots from the west. Spot winds is giving us today northwesterly to the north and due west to the south. And I think if you look further to the west, the winds are all westerly now, and that's obviously the other side of the frontal system. And if you look at windy at the moment, it's giving us 14 knots in the south. If I run this through to this is at 4 o'clock today. It's pretty well due west. If anything, it's got a little bit of north to it. So the wind is definitely going to go around from southwest to west as the day goes on. This is local forecast, and it concurs. Rain up until around about 11 o'clock, then clearing. With the wind southwest initially, going through to west. Some of the gusts as the trough line goes through 28, 27, 28 knots, but then after the trough has gone through, nice steady 10 knots westerly winds, which should be very pleasant flying this afternoon. GFS is giving us a max temperature today of 18 with a dew point down at 10. View outside the window, as you'd expect, there's a nice line of showers just about to hit us. And if we look at the temperatures and dew points, as you'd expect at the moment, they're very close, but they should split a little bit later on once everything's gone through. Right, significant weather. So this is the top meteo significant weather. So if I run this through, it's 10 o'clock, and obviously we're down we're down this sort of area here. So we've got low cloud and thunderstorms at the moment. That slowly thins out to just low cloud and rain. And after about 1 o'clock, it's giving a fairly decent clearance down in the south here. And it's certainly going to run on for the rest of the day. If I run the Sky site, this is the point forecast. Cloud up and down initially till the front has gone through, and then a steady increase in cloud base, maybe even up to about 4,000 feet. 12 knots or thereabouts in the southwest, southwest, becoming 12, 15 knots due west in the afternoon. And the gusts, again, the stronger gusts are pretty well as the trough lines coming through around about 11:30, something like that. And the sky site cross section is showing us low cloud initially, and then we've got this big batch of rain as the trough goes through. And then, actually, although it's been slightly overcast, it should be a reasonable day, maybe even with some thermals in amongst it all to around about 4,000 feet. No Thames wise then, I'll just mention the local ones really. 26 is Barton Stacey, live firing up to 1,400 feet. 29 is Odium. There's an actual Battle of Britain Memorial flight fly past today at 1818 local to 1848 local, but it's only NOTAM for 1 nautical mile radius from the centre of Odium. But it's a BBMF fly past, so the likelihood is there'll be, the Lank and a Spit and a Hurricane maybe flying past somewhere. They've got to be coming from somewhere, going somewhere. But I can't find any more information now other than the NOTAM is for 1 nautical mile centred on Odium between them times. 29 is the usual, 31 is a Danger 132 ash ranges, 32 is Illuminance at Camberley this evening, and 38 I did just throw that in, that's paragliding at West Ilsley. Okay, so quick look at operations for today then. So here's a cross section as mentioned earlier. So we've got the southwesterly winds fairly strong, and the trough line comes through. I mean, we've obviously got rain, which is not shown there. We've got trough line coming through around about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then it's going to progressively clear. Wind's going to go quite quickly from southwest down to west, and it should be fairly dry this afternoon, albeit the odd shower that I mentioned we may or may not get hit by. We have a Beech 200 arriving at 12:24. That's a training flight. They've got a new pilot now, and he needs to find out how to overfly our equipment coming in and how to depart. So even if we're not actually set up ready to fly at 12:24, I'll likely have the launch point vehicle out, so he's got a target to overfly. It's going to be a wet morning, but clearing around midday for reasonable afternoon flying. We may have to dodge the flowers. We may have to dodge the showers. We'll keep an eye on that. And winds after trough will become westerly 14 knots, possible soaring to 4,000 foot later. We've got a K21 on the booking system and the instructor and students, K21 on course flying, K21 available casual list, and K13 booked for this morning. I think with the way the weather is, that likely won't go out. And plenty of single-seater availability. So we'll plan to set up on or after the trough, winch to the south, aerotow to the north, take off from the grass. I'll be on runway 27, by the way. Take off from the grass, land both sides. Don't forget, please wash at the end of the day. Reminder about the buggies, and the simulator is serviceable. I used it yesterday. So pictorially then, standard 2-7 operation, we should be down the far end. It'll be initially a little bit of south to the wind, and maybe a very, very fractional amount of north to the wind at the end of it. But it'll be a standard 2-7 operation, land on the grass either side, and please be mindful and do not cross the disused runway where the red crosses are whilst on the ground, damaging tyres. Okay, I'll see you around the clubhouse initially, and we'll try and stay on top of the weather and get flying as soon as we can this afternoon. Bye.